So good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to this broadcast this afternoon, coming to you from the Gammain Sports Ground. It's a beautiful wintry afternoon. If you're not a fan of the cool weather, well, it hasn't been your week. We've eventually found a bit of winter. There's been just a little bit of overnight drizzle here. That won't affect the ground. It's dried out now. There is hardly a breeze, just a slight breeze from the west. Won't worry anybody, as the gulls are north and south, as they are on most footy grounds throughout Australia. Once again, we thank Baz for his be able to bring us these images here today. Baz's associate is Tammy. Tammy Charles is here in the back of the box doing her job. And Andrew Corbett also. We'll pass to Andrew in a minute, but today we've got been reminded by President Ben Cruikshank that today, this weekend is Road Safety Round, so I haven't heard of any problems to anyone getting to the ground today, but on your trip home, just be careful. Be careful at all times on the road. That's the message here. It's Road Safety Round today. So the Lions are welcoming here today the MCUE goannas. The Lions were successful at the Crossroads Oval at Collingully last week in a fairly bruising affair. It was bruising for both sides, as it's turned out. Andrew might go into that into a little more detail. And we've got the Lions side up on the screen there. Andrew, good afternoon.
Thanks very much, Guy. It's good to be back here at the Gammain Sports Ground. It's been a few weeks, and yes, today's game will be a really good game between Gammain, which sits second on the ladder, and Mangapla Cookadini United goannas, which sit third. There's only 2 points separating these two teams as we come into the fourth last game of the home and away season, and yeah, it's very important. There's 5 clubs there pushing for a spot in the finals along with Coolaman, and so each win is important as we progress through these last 4 games. So the Lions have been forced to make 5 changes to their side from last week's game against Collingully. Out of the side is Riley Corbett, Aaron Proctor, Zach McPherson, Billy Burns, and also out of the side, which I can't just remember there at the moment, but I'll remember that one. The into the side is Jed Corbett. Tom Anderson, sorry, has come back into the side, back from suspension. So they're the 5 inclusions. Tom Anderson, Jed Corbett, Boston McCree, Blair Walsh, and making his debut today is Hayden Gardner, son of Nathan and Shannon Gardner. His first senior game of football. He's the nephew of premiership coach here, Daniel Rankin. So this is the Lions' 11th debut for the year. So he's come into the side to replace Brad Matters, who's also out. So there's 5 changes: Riley Corbett, Brad Matters, Aaron Proctor, Billy Burns, and Zach McPherson. Into the side is Jed Corbett, Boston McCree, Hayden Gardner, Tom Anderson, and Blair Walsh. And they'll be coming up against a pretty strong Mangapla team that was victorious over Griffith last week by 100 points. Their young ruckman, young Tom Smith, he broke his leg in that game, so he's an out for the goannas today, and so they've had to replace him, but they've still got a strong team there put on the park, and this will be a very good game, Guy.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it, Andrew. The MCU goannas guys, they come here always, they present, they give a good account of themselves. Andrew, the Lions, they've been at the start of the year, well, all the focus was they're struggling with depth, but they've dug and they've dug and they've dug, and they keep finding them, fortunately, to bringing the players up.
Yes, I think they've got eight teenagers out there today, and a lot of sides. I think look at Narandra's team this weekend against Griffith. I think they had 10 teenagers in their side. It's just part and parcel of this rural football here. The clubs rely on their juniors. So Gammain will be kicking to the right of screen, to the road end, and Mangapla will be kicking to the left of screen, to the dam end, or to the north as we call it. And we have 3 umpires officiating here at this game today. Ryan Tadini and Andrew Tuvey, which I haven't seen umpiring for quite a while. He did umpire here back 5 or 6 years ago. He's one of the umpires, and a young umpire also joining their ranks today. So Andrew Tuvey is about to throw the ball up to start this game. Dan Madden in the ruck against Castles. The ball hits the ground there. Jack Reynolds dives on it. So clearance here by Foley, but he's quickly tackled by Boston McCree. Schiller that was, and the umpire will ball it up. The Lions very strong in their tackling defensive side of the game. And Mangappa leading the competition for efficiency and marks as the ball's kicked forward there, and leading out from the goal square is Pulver there, and he's been paid the mark. He gets a quick hand pass away to Wheeler. He chips one inside there to Collins, and he'll give Mangapla their first shot on goal. He's deep in that far pocket. He's going to have to kick this from 40 metres out on a very tight angle.
Yeah, he's pretty hard up against that boundary line. Just a little bit of breeze across his left shoulder.
And the kick is a behind. First score of the game to the goannas. Jack Sussay, who's in fine form for the Lions, will bring this ball back in. And another terrific game against the Demons last week, Colin Gully. And he's going to kick long to this near side wing, looking for Zach Burhop, who marks. Out in front of Ethan Schiller. He plays on quickly, looking for Jack Reynolds. Coming forward is Jed Corbett. It goes through arms, grabbed by Foley for the Mangapla. Looks forward for Collins, and he's been paid the mark. That's 2 dubious marks so far. But anyway, play goes on. It's kicked into the forward line. Ball's on the ground there. And the umpire will ball it up.
40 out from the Mango goal, northern end of the ground.
Madden taps that down. Looking for Hamlin. Ball's kicked forward, and Foot marks in front of Jack Sussay. And he'll go back and have a shot on goal. Jordan Foot, ex-Sydney Swans. I think he played 6 games for the Sydney Swans seniors. Had a few in their reserves. Has joined Mangapla this year from Cora. Kick is on its way, and it's a goal to the goannas.
It was a goal from the time it left his boot.
Last time these two teams played, it was the Lions who jumped out of the box and had 9 goals in that first half. The goannas, they were competitive, but they didn't kick a goal till that third term. But it's a little bit different today. The goannas are out of the blocks, kicking that 1-1 early. Back to the centre. Ryan Tadini to throw the ball up. Madden in the ruck against Castle. Castles taps it down. Chumming through is Tommy Anderson. Collects up his teammate there in Shannon Butterfield. He's slow to get to his feet. Foley comes wide, looking for Wheeler. He breaks one tackle there. Called to play on to Collins. Hand passes forward, looking for Drury. Dodges around 2 Gammain opponents. Kicks one long and low into the path of Josh Walsh. He tries to pick this up. Gathered there by Boston McCree. Kick smothered of Joe Foley's. He regathers and he kicks it out of play and then straight into the arms of Harry Collins. It was a bit of a panic kick, and Collins will go back and have another shot from Mango here.
It's the opposite side of the ground. He's have to kick from every bit of 40. He's not quite as tight against the boundary. Virtually no breeze. What there is directly behind him, so that'll help ride it. Well, it looks pretty good off the boot.
It's another goal to the goannas.
Takes the goannas to 2-1-13. Lions yet to open their account, and there's only 4.5 minutes gone, so it's the goannas today that have got the jump on the Lions. They've had all the play. We haven't ventured into the Lions' half of the ground yet.
Dan Foley is coming into the ruck now for the Lions, changed with Dan Madden. Ball's thrown up, Castle's high, but Dan Foley reaches it better, kicks it forward. Sitting under this, Jed Corbett almost takes a one-handed mark. The ball's on the ground there, gathered by Charlie Smith. Gets a hand pass away, looking for Shannon Butterfield. The ball's on the ground there. Hand pass high by Dan Foley, and Tom Anderson is tackled high there as he goes to ground. The umpire's going to call for a ball up.
A bit of a tension around the head there late in that tackle, Andrew, but no free.
Ball's thrown up, grabbed by Colby Hamlin, kicks this one forward, looking for his brother Seb, has front position, can't hold on to the ball, and the umpire will ball it up there at half forward for the Lions. Madden in the ruck and Castles. Ball's on the ground there, grabbed by Madden. He can't burst through the pack, and the umpire call for another ball up.
Of course, Jed Corbett, fresh off that game last week, Andrew.
Yes, had Jed and Boston play up in down in Melbourne for the under-17s futures game. Ball kicked wide there by Matt Collins. I think it may be Harrison Wheeler there. He elects to come back across ground and kicks it to John O'Mail. He marks in the pocket for Mangapla. He's going to be forced to kick it down the wing, looking for Wheeler, and it's spoiled by Boston McCree over the sideline.
We'll have a throw in directly just around from the commentary box here. The box is sponsored by Woods Shearing from Wagga.
Ball's thrown in. Dan Foley taps it forward. Grabbed by Nelson Foley, and he's taken to ground there by Shannon Butterfield.
So it'll be a ball up inside the boundary here, right below the commentary again.
As Hayden Gardner and Blair Walsh coming on the ground. It's a good tap down by Dan Foley to Tom Anderson. Chips it into the forward line. It's going to be a free kick downfield to Dan Madden in the pocket. Laid attention there on Tom Anderson as he got rid of the ball.
Yeah, he was over. He got rid of it, and he was outside the boundary, and the Mango guy went through with the bodywork, so that's a no-no, we know.
And it's a behind to Dan Madden. He just poked that one through.
Yeah, he might want to kick through the ball as though he wants to kick it across Waterview Street.
So Tristan Wheeler to bring this back in for the goannas. He's going to come to the broadcast side. Kicks it long, and it's hooked back up to the centre. Under this is Joe Foley, has front position. Keeps the ball in front of him. Gabbed by Jack Reynolds. Picked up by Dan Madden. Hand pass back to no one in particular, and it's gathered in by Mangapla there in Ethan Schiller, and the umpire will ball it up. Dan Foley taps that down, looking for Tom Anderson. Barges through. Dan Foley tries to kick it off the ground. And wrapped up there in a tackle is Jake Underwood. And the umpire will ball it up. John O'Mail leaving that area with a sore ankle at the moment as the ball's on the ground there. Coming through is Jack Reynolds. Gets a hand pass to Dan Foley, who kicks this forward into the forward line. It's going to hit the ground there. Under it is Jed Corbett. Gets a favourable bounce. He can swing back on his left, onto his right. Hand passes back inside for Jake Underwood, but he's tackled. And the kick is cleared there by Coolerman. It's still in the field of play as Tristan Wheeler's quite content to take it over the sideline.
Once again, ball in by the boundary umpire here, right below the commentary. We thank Jake Woods for his sponsorship.
Castles and Foley in the ruck. Castle takes it, possession, and the umpire will throw it up. Grabbed by Warden there. Wheeler sends this forward for the goannas. Sitting under it is Joe Foley. Goes through his hands. Grabbed by Pulver. Hand pass to Schiller. Kicks a grubbing kick forward. Coming out to meet it is Josh Walsh. He can't reel it in. The ball's on the ground there. Diving on it is Jack Sussay. And the umpire will ball it up 30 metres out. Straight in front of the goannas goal.
Lions have got to defend grimly here. Under pressure early.
Ball tapped down by Foley. Coming out to meet it is Joe Foley. And he can't gather it in. It's picked up by Ethan Schiller. Has a running shot on goal. And he's kicked the goannas behind. They're second behind of the game.
So that was another little let off there for the Lions at the northern end of the ground. Lions are one behind. Goannas are 2-2-14 with 10 minutes played. Perfect winter conditions after a little bit of overnight drizzle.
Jack Sussay to bring this ball back in. He's going to kick long and wide to the wing here, but he elects to chip one back in short and finds Jack Reynolds in the centre of the ground. He plays on quickly, looking for Dan Madden. In front is Matt Collins. He traps the ball back to Harry Collins and across to Walker. Then to Reuben Smith. He fumbles, picked up by Jake Underwood, and he slams it through for the Lions. Mistake there by young Reuben Smith. And Jake Underwood was there to capitalise for the Lions, and that's their first goal.
He was never going to miss that one, Andrew. He managed to grab the ball off the bounce, looked up, no one ahead of him, open goal. Perfect Crummer's goal. The Lions are 1-1-7, the Goannas 2-2-14, with 11 minutes gone. Pretty handy in that crumbing forward pocket, half-forward flank area, Andrew.
Yes, he got a bit of the ball last week, Jake, and it's good to see him capitalise today and kick that goal as we're back to the centre of the ground. Dan Foley in the ruck up against Castles. Ball's thrown on. Castles has the advantage, taps that down, but it's into the path of Jesse Lander. He gathers, gets a hand pass out to Boston McCree. He sends this forward for the Lions. But it's a good, strong mark, well judged by Dan Madden. He'll take a shot 40 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
Well, his opponent misread that because he almost gave Dan Madden a little push, and it actually helped him to mark the ball.
And it's another behind
yeah,
Dan.
He's offline with that one, unfortunately. Lions 1-2-8, Goannas 2-2-14.
There's a free kick awarded to Shannon Butterfield against, I think it's Tristan Wheeler there for an off-the-ball bump or interference. So it's coming back to centre half forward there to Shannon Butterfield. He chips one forward, looking for Jed Corbett's good mark there from behind by Harry Collins. He plays on, kicks wide to the far wing. Sitting under this is Joe Foley and Pulver, and it's spoiled by Joe. Racing for the ball is Harrison Wheeler. He tries to get a hand pass forward, and it's taken out over bounds. It'll be a throw-in on that far side.
So we got Jason Lindsell Electrical and Brulag out in that area there where the ball's about to be thrown in. We thank them very much for their sponsorship.
Dan Foley grabs it out of the ruck, gets a little kick forward to Charlie Smith, goes through his legs though, and it's picked up by Foley. It goes wide again by Mango there. Ball's coming back through the lines, and sitting under this is Seb Hamlin who marks.
Too far out to score, he's 70 out.
70 metres from goal. He goes to chip a little low pass looking for Jed Corbett. He can't mark on his chest, but he regathers, gets a hand pass to Shannon Butterfield. Kicks one high on his left into the pocket. Sitting under this is Jake Underwood. Can't take the mark. The ball's on the ground there. Cleared by Reuben Smith. A hand pass to Walker. Comes up through the centre of the ground to Castles. Back to Walker. He takes one bounce. Runs out of room. He's got to get rid of it. It gets wide to Will Smith, but it's at his feet. He regathers. And he goes to chip back into the centre of the ground. And it's a good pass to Tristan Wheeler. He plays on quickly. Chips a little one short. Looking for Collins, swings around on his left, his right. He's tackled by Tom Quing onto Ward and kicks this high. The ball's curling back, but it's through for a behind.
Lions are going to have to be on their mettle against this Mango side. They move the ball pretty quickly.
Jack Sussay to bring it in for the Lions once again. Going to go wide to that far side, long and high, looking for Dan Foley. Spoiled by the demons from the goannas from behind, but picked up by Walsh there. Blair, he kicks forward, finds Dan Madden there at centre forward. He's going to kick it high, looking for Jed Corbett here between him and Collins, but Jed Corbett stands tall and marks in front of Harry Collins on that occasion. He'll have to kick this from 55.
Once again, the Lions welcome the return of the Jedi. We love that that timber. We had the luxury last week of Riley with his first game back, 7 goals at the Crossroads Oval. So we need Jed to step up here today, which I'm sure he will. Comes in on his right, steers it nicely. It clears the pack. It's a goal to Jed Corbett, the southern end of the ground. Yeah, you can put that one in the book, Andrew.
Yes, it was a good kick. Long and low and just cleared that pack, and that gives the Lions a bit more competitiveness in this first term.
You've done your job well, Andrew. You've taught the boys about those kicking styles, those low trajectory drop punts. They're the ones. Accuracy.
We've got very little wind today, but yes, in windy conditions it's effective. So we come back to the centre of the ground. Dan Foley in the ruck against Castles. It's been a good tussle. Castles tapped that down, but it's gabbed by Dan Foley. Kicks us forward. Jack Reynolds slips over, coming out to meet Jed Corbett. Gets a hand pass to Shannon Gardner. Drills one in, looking for Dan Madden. It's a terrific pass.
Well, that's his 3rd or 4th mark for the quarter, I reckon.
Yeah, Dan Madden's on fire down there, and that's...
He'll slot this one through for us.
Hayden Gardner's first kick in senior football's been a good one. Right onto the chest of Dan Madden.
Baz is right behind this. Perfect. Comes in, very deliberate. Oh, he sprayed it just when I've written him up. Got to stop doing that.
They've all drifted to the right. Dan's 3 shots on goal.
Lions 2-3-15. Goannas 2-3-15. 17 gone. Can't get any closer. Wait for the Goannas to bring it back in.
Harry Collins to bring it back in. He plays on. Kicks wide to the far side. It's a mammoth big kick up into the centre of the ground. Under it is Josh Walsh. Almost takes the mark. Comes through the hands of Foley. The ball's on the ground there as Wheeler kicks that forward, and it's been deemed a sling tackle. And it's coming back, is it? No, it's downfield. Downfield to... Well, Wheeler's taken the kick downfield, and he hand passes wide, looking for Foley. He can send this forward. It's kicked high. It's going deep to the goals, and it's through for behind.
Well, the value of the long kick, Andrew, the Goannas bought some massive real estate with that kick out from fullback.
Nelson Foley had a stint over in America punting, so he knows how to kick a ball as it's kicked in by Jack Sussay to Tom Anderson. He comes wide to the wing there, looking for Jake Underwood. He marks in front of the canteen. Just held up here. Kicks one long and low, but he finds Blair Walsh. He can quickly play on. He's got Hayden Gardner running onto this one. Spoiled by Harry Collins there as Ruben Smith breaks clear, kicks down the line there, looking for Will Smith. Coming out to meet it is Boston McCree. A lot of these boys train with each other in the Giants as Boston McCree kicks this forward, looking for Seb Hamlin. He marks in front of young Crittenden, I think it is.
Very late to get paid. We're all wondering what's happening, but was certainly a mark.
Chips one inside to Dan Foley in the centre of the ground. Mango with numbers back in the forward line. Kicks one long and low, looking for Jesse Lander, and finds him on half forward flank, 30 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
Yeah, the Goannas had all aces covered there, and Dan had to wait till Jesse Lander popped up. Good pass from Dan Foley. Jesse Lander will kick from 40. Angle won't worry him. Breeze, not a problem. But it favours the left right off his boot. Actually, the ball's still in play. over the boundary line, out of bounds, right up against the point post, southern end of the ground.
Almost marked there by Seb Hamlin. He had a jubbling mark and landed on his back, but it's thrown in now. Dan Foley under this one. He'll grab it out of the ruck, but he's tackled at the same time, and umpire will ball it up. Dan Foley taps it back, but bursting out of the Packers' foot. Gets a hand pass to Warden. He kicks wide. Meeting it is Zach Burhop. Coming out to join him is Walker for the goannas, and it's forced out of bounds in front of the Lions interchange box.
Once again, another boundary throw in right below the commentary.
Madden in the ruck, taps it down. Coming to meet it is Jake Underwood. He's tackled, gets his hand pass away. Play on, calls the umpire. Out to Warden, one back to Mail, who's recovered from that ankle knock. Ball's gone forward there, picked up by Jake Underwood. He roves it, kicks a hand pass forward, grabbed by Sam Schiller. Kicks this one forward for the goannas. Under it is Joe Foley. Stands tall, but mark not paid. Play on, says the umpire, and it'll be a ball up.
Joe Foley pleading with the umpire, how much longer have I got to hold it?
Ball thrown up. Dan Madden grabs it out of the ruck. And it'll be another ball up. As John O'Mail, it's his knee that's given him grief, and he's been taken to the sidelines. It's a blow for the goannas early in this first quarter. Madden taps that down. Charging through was Ethan Schiller. He's tackled. Grabbed by Hayden Gardner. Gets a hand pass forward to Jake Underwood. He kicks forward looking for Dan Foley. And the umpire's given a free kick downfield. For what I don't know, but it's played on now by Dan Foley and finds Jed Corbett all alone, and he'll kick 40 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
Well, that's twice that the goannas have made that indiscretion. They've had those downfield free kicks against them, and Jed will attempt to make them pay on this occasion. He's going to kick from 40 metres out at the southern end of the ground. Comes in as we watch it. No, it's offline to the left. Umpire taps his shoulder for one behind.
So Lions have a 1-point lead as the goannas are quick to bring this in. Joe Foley almost takes that out of the air. The ball's on the ground there. Grabbed by Pulver. Gets a hand pass to Collins. He goes wide looking for Reuben Smith. He's tackled and he's been caught with the ball there by Zach Burhop.
Another one to have a good game last week, Andrew.
Yes, he's been in good form the last 4 weeks, Zach Burhop. He has some relatives here travelling down from Darwin at the game today, watching him play. As Tom Quinn picks that up, a hand pass to Shannon Gardner, kick forward there. Met strongly there by Otis Irvine, picked up by Walker, kicks this one wide. Ball's on the ground there, gathered by Jed Corbett. He's tackled. Gets a hand pass back to Josh Walsh. Back to Lucas Hattie. Chips this forward, looking for Dan Foley. He's got two on him. Can't mark. The ball's on the ground there, grabbed by Collins. On to Drury. Gets a hand pass infield to Foley. And the goannas get a reprieve here. They go wide to Pulver. They've got numbers on the far side. They go further out to Reuben Smith, but he drops a mark there. Tom Quinn comes in to meet him. The ball's on the ground there. Coming in to assist is Colby Hamlin, and the umpire will call for a ball up here on that far half-forward flank of the Lions.
I wonder, did Zach's relations bring their thermal underwear, Andrew?
Yes, it'll be a culture shock after being in Darwin for a period of time. Ball's thrown up. Castle's been held. Collingridge was being held on that occasion. He's moved into the ruck for the goannas. He takes the free kick. Been called to play on. Goes wide, and he finds Ethan Schiller on that far side. Very dark and gloomy day. He chips a little one short to Harrison Wheeler. He's going to have to go back and take his kick. Elects to go backwards to Pulver. Can come inside to Warden. But he's going to go further afield to Collins. He can chip a little one up through the middle to Warden here. Run from the goannas. He chips one in forward, but he's gone straight to Lucas Hattie, but it goes through his hands. Gathered by foot, swings around on his right, kicks this one forward, and he's kicked it through for a behind.
He's overcorrected.
Just a few missed marks there from the Lions in this first quarter. Ball kicked out by Zach Burhop to Boston McCree. Goes back to Burhop. He can play on here if he likes, but he elects not to. Goes inside to Tom Anderson. Can go wider again to Tom Quinn on the far side. The Lions switch here into the centre of the ground to Josh Walsh. He's got room in front. He can play on. Demons drop back. It's gone off the side of his boot. Coming in to meet it is Collins. He's wrapped up in a strong tackle there by Charlie Smith, and the goannas are quite prepared to...
No prior, the umpire
that
said.
One thrown up. Dan Foley in the ruck. Tries to grab it out of the ruck. The ball spills out the back. Coming through to meet it is Schiller, Sam for the goannas, and it'll be another ball up. Dan Foley grabs it out of the ruck, kicks this one forward. Up in the goal square is Collins and Corbett as the siren goes to indicate the end of the first quarter, and it's through for a behind for the Lions.
Will this score count or not?
Did they wave the flag, Guy? Maybe not.
No, I don't think so. So
No.
Right, well, that quarter seemed to go reasonably quick.
Yes, I didn't check the clock to see what... There's only the 4 goals kicked, and we go to quarter time with the scores level. Two goals, 4 apiece.
Yeah, well, it's pretty willing, just what we would expect from, what are we, second and third on the ladder, Andrew, these clubs?
Yeah, second and third on the ladder. And
well, that's about right for the way they're competing.
And the game's been played at a pretty fast pace.
Yeah, just a little bit. You might be able to see on Baz's image there the flags at the scoreboard, just picking up a little bit with a bit of breeze from the south, but so the Lions might be able to make use of that this quarter. They'll be looking to put a bit of a gap on these goannas if they can. So you can sum up and have a drink, Andrew.
Very good. We'll be back shortly.
So we've broken from the huddles. Spectators clear the ground. I'll just mention next Sunday, of course, the Lions have got their 200 club draw at Romano's Hotel in Wagga, and that will run from 1 p.m. till 3 p.m. First prize is $7,000, so that's a great incentive to get involved in that 200 club. And once again, we really welcome that Romano's sponsorship this year. The ball was a great success last Saturday night, I believe. So we've got that to focus on next week. About to get underway here in the second term.
Dan Foley in the ruck against Jack Castles from Mangaplar. Castles taps that forward into the arms of Warden, but he's wrapped up in a tackle by Jack Brennans, and umpire Ryan Dedeni will ball it up again. A wrestle in the ruck there, and he's pulled out a tackle, free kick there to Castles over the shoulder. He gets one around the back, Warden, and he kicks this forward, looking for foot under it is Josh Walsh. Umpire says play on. Both players got their hands on the ball there, Collins, Flynn and Josh Walsh, and umpire Andrew Tuvey will ball this up. Dan Foley front position, tries to grab it out of the ruck, gets a kick back to Shannon Butterfield. A little short pass to Tom Anderson, on to Colby Hamlin. He's tackled, gets his kick away. Zach Burhop grabs the ball, and it's only gone 5 metres. The umpire will call for a ball up. Castles with front position, taps it down, grabbed by Tom Anderson, breaks around 1, 2, then kicks wide, looking for Jed Corbett. Goes over the back there, chance for Lucas Hattie to pick it up, he gathers, gets a hand pass back inside. Ball's knocked forward there by Hayden Gardner, race for the ball, he gathers, he's tackled there by Moller, breaks the tackle, chips it back inside, looking for Shannon Butterfield, kicks it at his feet, he gathers, he's tackled, he doesn't have the ball, play on, says the umpire, the ball's picked up by Jed Corbett, he's tackled, gets one forward to Jake Underwood, and that's been a high elbow there against Mangaplar. High hit on Jed Corbett, and he'll get the free kick back behind play.
Too far out for Jed to score from this occasion, so he's 75 out from the goal at the northern end of the ground.
And he chips short to Dan Foley. He quickly moves on looking for Seb Hamlin in the goal square, and he marks Well, he's 30 metres out from goal, and he'll go back and have a shot for the Lions.
As we watch just onto the left of the screen there, Baz not on it, we're on the goal. Jed Corbett has had to come off to get some treatment for that elbow or whatever he's received to the eye, perhaps. Anyway, back focusing on the goal. He will have to kick from 40. Well, Seb.
Kick is high. It's going to swing back to the left. It's going to the goal square. It's touched right on the line. No, it's been given a goal. Looked like it was touched on the line, but we're not in the best position here. The goal umpire was, and he's called it a goal to Seb Hamlin.
Well, I mentioned at the end of that quarter, Andrew, that the breeze had picked up a little bit, and the flags on the scoreboard now are indicating in that, and I think the breeze helped that kick of Seb, got some height in that kick, and it just, at the finish, it just carried the pack by the look of it. That's all it has to do. The Lions be happy with that one. 3-4-22, 2-5-17 with 3 minutes gone in the second.
Castles taps that down. Racing for the ball is Tom Anderson. Picked up by Castles. He's tackled there. Can't get rid of the ball, and the umpire will ball it up. Ball thrown up there. Tap down to Tom Anderson. Ball's kicked high and far to the far wing. Sitting under this is Nate Hamlin. Takes a courageous mark. He plays on quickly. His kick is smothered though. Gathered by young Will Smith for the Mangapla, but he's hand passed his put his teammate under pressure, and he's tackled there at centre forward. And the ball will be thrown up. Castles taps that down into the path of his teammates there. The ball's on the ground there. Gathered by the Lions. Hand pass back to Zach Burhop. He can come into the centre of the ground. He finds Dan Foley. Plays on quickly. Chips this forward looking for Dan Madding. Under this is Seb Hamlin. The ball goes over the back. Race for the ball there by Tommy Anderson. Dan Madden stays on his feet and he kicks the goal. Runs into the goal square and the Lions get another one.
Back-to-back goals for the Lions there at the northern end of the ground. Dan Madden with ball in hand. He showed him a clean pair of heels, Andrew. He wasn't going to be done out of that one.
No, he kept his feet where others slipped and fell. And
yeah, he might have the better stops, perhaps.
2 quick goals to the Lions.
4-4-28, the Lions. Goannas 2-5-17 with 5 minutes gone.
Ball thrown up. Castles with a better leap, but better judgment by Dan Foley. On to Jack Reynolds. He sends another searing kick forward through the hands of Seb Hamlin, but there's deemed to be a push there against Seb Hamlin. The ball will go to the Demons in Crittenden. He hand passes wide to Moller, but the umpire's calling him to bring it back. The ball's been relayed back to Liam Crittenden, who'll take the kick for the Goannas.
Goannas have love to move it quick from that fullback position, Andrew.
He finds Collins at centre-half back. He plays on quickly and sends a long searching kick looking for Harry Wheeler on that far wing. He marks.
He searched
reels
and he
around.
found him.
Sends it up looking for Jury. Coming in to spoil is Lucas Hattie. Coming to meet it is Colby Hamlin. Gathered by Pulver. Ball spills free. Gathered by Jack Reynolds. He kicks wide looking for Zach Burhop. Gets a good bounce. Comes back to Dan Foley. One over the top to Jack Reynolds. Quick hands are then on to Zach Burhop. He's got to go inside and find Shannon Butterfield. Hand pass to Dan Foley. He's playing like a ruck rover. Sends this forward. Looking for Madden. It's through his hands. It's gathered by Matt Collins. Hand passes over the top. Looking for Will Smith. He regathers. He retreats backwards. Kicks back to the far pocket and finds Zach Walker there. He can play on out of this near side forward pocket. Sends this high. Sitting under it is Jack Reynolds, but it's marked by Nate Hamlin. He can play on. Chips one short, looking for Tom Anderson, but it's intercepted by Ethan Schiller. He drills it quickly, looking for Foot. He marks on the half-forward flank. Goes inside, looking for Foley. He slips over, but there's a player behind them in Harry Wheeler. On to Ethan Schiller. Back to Foley. Swings around on his left. Chips one forward, looking for Folver, and he finds him at centre forward there. And he'll go back and have a shot. As Jed Corbett comes back onto the ground after being assessed by the trainers. A quick hand pass by Pulver around to Collins, who sends this long and deep, and it's drifted to the left. The Lions were caught unawares there by that quick little handball.
Yeah, they were waiting for the set shot. Got to be aware of everything against this Mango side. They're keen to keep it moving.
As the Lions bring it in, Joe Foley has it in that far back pocket. Elects to go down long to the wing, and it's a brilliant kick to Jake Underwood. He can play on here, over the back, sends it forward on his left. Under this is Dan Foley, superior use of the body there. Out positions Matt Collins, and he'll go back and have a shot for the Lions.
Yeah, well, Collins is giving away a few kilos there.
He just held his ground, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
He didn't allow Collins to push back on him.
He couldn't get a push back at all, Collins. Dan Madden, too strong, just stood his ground, held him out. Kicks from 40, northern end of the ground. Goal, right over the goal umpire's head.
That's the Lions' third for the quarter.
They're 5-4-34 now. The goannas are 2-6-18 with 8 minutes gone. So both Dans are providing a handful for the goannas here at the Gammain Sports Ground. Tom Anderson is coming off that 2-week suspension. The spell's done him good by the look of it too.
He's had that osteitis pubis earlier in the year, and he's been playing some good football over the second part of the season as the goannas tapped that down, but it's a free kick to Nelson Foley over the shoulder. He drills this forward looking for Pulver, but it's Josh Walsh who steps in the way there and takes the mark for the Lions.
The ever reliable
Captain Josh Walsh. He elects to go long and high to the far wing. Under this is Seb Hamlin, but over the back is Crittenden. Takes a good one-handed juggling mark. Can go inside looking for Jury, but he's slipped over. Gathered by Dan Foley. He can give a chip, a little one to Charlie Smith, who marks. Can chip again over to Blair Walsh, who's a fraction closer but a tighter angle, and he'll go back and have a shot.
He'll just while we're waiting for this one, Andrew, Josh Walsh gave a terrific interview on the local TV during the week, spoke well about what's happening at the Lions this year. So this kick will be from every bit of 40. He's just a little bit off the centre. Got the breeze over his left shoulder. What breeze there is. No, it's sprayed away to the right.
It's a behind.
Lions 5-5-35. Goannas 2-6-18 with 10 minutes gone now in the second.
Jury to bring this back in for the goannas, but noticeably he slipped over quite a few times here today. I don't know what sort of boots he's got in. He's from Canberra. He'd be used to playing in these wetter grounds, but Gammain Sports Ground in perfect condition today. As Tom Quinn marks, kicks it forward looking for Jed Corbett, and he's marked on a strong lead, and he'll go back and have a shot 30 metres out.
Those long arms, they've brought it in again. Yeah, so Jed will kick from 40, round about a 45-degree angle. Comes in on his right. Goal umpire just watches it, stands back and watches it. It's a goal.
That's a fourth goal for the quarter for the Lions. It's been all the Lions in this first 12 minutes.
Well, the message at quarter time has worked. 6-5-41. The goannas are 2-6-18. The Lions have got quite a break on the goannas now here at the Gammain Sports Ground. We wait for the ball to be retrieved.
Dan Madden's come into the ruck now for the Lions.
I mentioned Tom Anderson. Tom Anderson is the go-to man to see about that 200 club draw too.
You get your tickets off, Tom, $100. Be a good day there at Romano's. Chance to win some coin as Ryan Dodini throws this up. Castles taps that down, but he's copped a little slap across the nose from Madden accidentally. And Castles will take the kick, and running around the back is Foley. That's happened quite a bit there as the kick's gone forward, spoiled by Boston McCree, gathered by Will Anderson, smothered by Boston McCree, charges out of defence, gets that little hand pass forward looking for Dan Foley. Race between him and Will Smith. He's tugged on the jumper there. Should be a free kick, but the umpire has called play on. Hand pass out by Nate Hamlin to Dan Foley to Blair Walsh. Drop mark there by Jed Corbett. As missed tackle there by Jake Underwood. The ball's comes out the back looking for Foley. He spills it free there. Gathered by Dan Foley. Back inside to Tom Anderson. Swings around on his right. His kick is smothered. Gathered by Dan Foley, who's taken in a tackle. And the umpire will call for a ball up. She was a hot potato there.
Yeah, the Dans are running amok here. They're playing in the ruck, and they're playing like ruck rovers.
Ball thrown up, tapped down there. Nate Hamlin gets a quick kick away, picked up by Charlie Smith, and he's tackled there. It'll be another ball up. Dan Foley taps it back, but gathered by Smith there for Mango. Gets a hand pass inside looking for Foley. Coming to meet it is Zach Burhop. Gathered by Tom Quinn. Hand pass to Dan Madden. He breaks one tackle and he can't break the second one. He's caught with the ball. Drury has possession there on the wing in front of the scoreboard. Goes wide to Will Smith. Goes to go inside, but it's all Lions there, and it's marked by Charlie Smith. He quickly plays on, and he finds Jed Corbett 50 metres from goal.
Pretty good understanding there that the Lions players know that Jed will be presenting.
It was a dangerous kick by young Will. It didn't come off, and the Lions have possession now and having the shot on goal.
The turnover has been costly. Be very costly if Jed goals this one. He's kicked from outside the 50, sprayed it to the right. He's made the distance, so he's kicked it 55 metres, but unfortunately it's out in the full. We'll see the ball come back in from play there.
Collins brings this one in. He's run across the face of goal. He's coming to the canteen side. Going for the ball. Here's Joe Foley in spoils in his marking attempt. And it's out of bounds in front of the Mangapla box.
So we've gone from Sam Hattie plumbing across to the Cummins Hendricks, and Cummins Hendricks are sporting a new sign on the boundary here. Looks terrific.
Madden and Castles in the ruck, gathered by Nate Hamlin. Hand passes one forward. Castles thumps it out of bounds. The umpire will throw it in.
And Andrew, of course, we had an ex-player from the Lions. Des Harris had a bit of a battle with the law. Cummins Hendricks did great work in the court at Goulburn through the week, and he's got off very lightly. Des is very pleased about that.
Madden down to Nate Hamlin, gathered by Madden again. Gets one kick forward, and the ball's going to roll. It'll be a lasso free kick.
And
out of bounds.
In that area there, Regional Hydraulics, Ag and Vet Services, Beaumont Tiles, all good sponsors.
The Jury has the ball to bring it back in for the goannas. He hasn't got much option. Gets a little hand pass himself, runs around his opponent, but then he's caught with the ball.
Big trouble.
Lions pounce. Jake Underwood sends it forward, and Dan Foley's marked in the pocket for the Lions. Good pressure there.
Yeah, that's been the standout of the quarter. The Lions have applied the pressure this quarter, really turned it on. They swooped, turned it over and scored every time virtually. The goannas have turned it over. Once again, good shot of this from Baz. No, it's sprayed to the left.
Another behind.
(6-6-42) the Lions. Goannas 2-6-18. 16 gone.
Harry Collins has to retrieve this ball from over near the dam, so Take a while for this one to come back in, but it's been all the lines in this second term. They've kicked the 4 goals to only the one behind to the goannas, as Harry Collins is going to send this long and wide to the shed side. It's high, sitting under his Castles, and almost marked by Josh Walsh. It is marked by Josh Walsh. A good juggling mark over Castles, and he'll send this back in. Looking for Dan Foley in the pocket, front position. Collins spoils Harry, that is. Tap forward there, gathered by Ethan Schiller. He runs out of defence there to his brother Sam. Back to Ethan. His hand pass doesn't hit a target as Nate Hamlin sends this forward. It's downfield. It'll be a relay free kick to Jed Corbett.
That's the 3rd or 4th. I've talked about it before. I think this is the 4th downfield infringement against the goannas. So you just can't afford to be sucked into that ill discipline today. You know the umpires they're looking for it. You've got 3 umpires on the field. They're not going to miss it.
As Jed Corbett makes the goannas pay, and he's kicked that goal.
They've paid the ultimate price, Andrew.
So that's the Lions' 5th goal of the quarter.
It might look as though there's not much in those bumps, but that's the way the game is now, right from the AFL down, really. They're not going to tolerate that late business. So we've all got to play to it. The Lions are 7-6-48. The goannas are 2-6-18. So the Lions are really making the goannas pay this quarter. It's just been a burst of football and a burst of pressure.
Collingridge in the ruck for the goannas up against Dan Madden. Collingridge taps it forward, gathered by Foley, but he's wrapped up in a tackle there by Jack Reynolds. Madden taps it forward, looking for Anderson. Gets a hand pass to Foley, a little short one on to Will Smith. His hand pass doesn't hit a target there as Tom Anderson regathers for the Lions. Goes wide, but it's Otis Irvin that marks on that wing. He goes to come back inside there to the centre of the ground and finds Ethan Schiller. He can go wide again to Crittenden. Chip a little one over the top to Wheeler. And he's on the wing. But there's a 50. Encroaching on the protected area. I think it's against Seb Hamlin, and Wheeler will take the kick from 58. He's going to give it a little hand pass over the top to Collingridge. He can have a running shot on goal. Has a quick kick, but it's spoiled on the line by Josh Walsh. And Jack Sussay to bring it back in.
So the Lions on the receiving end wasn't for late, it was just the infringement around the mark area.
He's been forced to go one way, then the other. He's going to kick wide, looking for Boston McCree, but good body work there by Will Smith. Gets a hand pass to Foley and goes into the pocket and finds Harry Wheeler. And he'll have a shot for the goannas. Pretty tight angle.
Once again, we've got a good shot of this from Baz's position. We can see Coolman Butchery, John Bance and son, and the Flynn design in the background there.
Kick is high, and it's almost marked by Castle on the line. Warden comes to meet it. He's dispossessed, and it's punched through there tapped through there by Zach Burhop. And the Lions save off a goal there, and it's kicked in field quickly by Jack Sussay. Finds Lucas Hattie in the pocket. Chips a little one over the top and finds Colby Hamlin. There's no one on the mark he can play on. Goes forward looking for Shannon Butterfield, but he's kicked, lands into the arm of Wheeler. The umpire's been called to play on. It hasn't been marked. It's gathered by Jed Corbett. He kicks one forward looking for Dan Foley. It's on the ground, gathered. Gets a hand pass wide to Tom Anderson. There's no one in the goal square, and he drills this one forward, and it's hit the post. The left upright, and it's a behind.
Can't get any closer. Lions were swift with their movement, getting it down to the scoring end.
Goannas bring it in. Sitting under this is Lucas Hattie on the wing there, and he marks. Hand pass to Hayden Gardner, and he drills one into full forward, and Jed Corbett's marked it on his chest. 20 metres out, straight in front.
So Jed's going to kick this from the perfect position where you want to be. He's got that breeze at his back. Can't quite pick it up in this shot, but when the ball comes back to the centre, you'll see the flags on the scoreboard. As we watch Jed, very deliberate. Goal umpire does not move. That tells you all the way.
Another one to the Lions.
8th goal to the Lions. Takes them to 8-7-55. The goannas, 2-11-23. Coming up to be 23 minutes gone in the second term. It's been all the Lions.
As Ethan Schiller hurt his ankle in that marking contest against Jed Corbett, and he limps to the sideline, so they could be 2 men down here if they can't patch up Ethan Schiller early in this game. Castles taps that down. Coming through is Foley there. He can't pick it up. He breaks one. Schiller, it is Sam. Breaks one tackle, gets a little kick forward to Reuben Smith. He goes wide and finds Drury in the pocket. A chance for the goannas to get a goal in this second term.
Yeah, goalless to this point in the second term.
The lad from Ainsley, been known as a goal kicker for the Ainsley Football Club.
He's got a kick from 40 on a 45-degree angle. Kicking into a slight breeze. Kicks on its way. It's across the face. One behind.
Spoiled there by Boston McCree. Jack Sussay to bring this one in quickly. Goes wide, looking for Shannon Butterfield. It goes through his hands out the back as Lucas Hattie. A race for the ball there. Foot uses his strength to keep it in front. Now Shannon Butterfield forces it further afield for the Lions, and it's held up there on the far half-back flank. It'll be a ball up. Castles and Foley, Dan in the ruck. Gathered by Nelson Foley, Schiller for the goannas. Kicks his forward, looking for Warden. Pressure there from Jack Sussay. Hand pass back to Tom Quinn. Takes a one-step kick forward there. Sitting under it is Seb Hamlin. The ball spoiled there by Crittenden over the line. It'll be a throw-in on that far wing.
We've got sponsors there in the background. Stephen Patterson, Bobcat from Coolaman, and Cobra Apparel with his signage. Great sponsors.
Castle taps his forward. Race for the ball there by the Lions there. Tom Anderson, he's held up. And it's going to be another ball up. No, it'll be a throw-in. It's gone over the line. Castle's ruck tirelessly against the two Gammain ruckmen. The ball's on the ground there. Grabbed by Sam Schiller. He's tackled by Jesse Lander, and he's deemed to be caught with the ball. He doesn't like it. He would give Jesse a shove, but free kick Jesse Lander. Sends this one forward, looking for Dan Madden. Regathers on the fall of the ball there to Tom Anderson. Swings this one back on his right, but it's going to be forced out of bounds on the full. Just as he was kicking that one, he was off balance, and Harry Collins to bring this back in for the goannas.
So right in front of the Sam Hattie's sign there, Sam Hattie Plumbing.
He elects to come across goal and finds Zach Walker. He's held up there in the pocket. Kicks long to the wing there, sitting under the Zach Burr up front position, gathered by Seb Hamlin. Shannon Butterfield's tackled, and he's caught with the ball.
The initial tackle looked high, but the umpire wasn't buying that.
Finn Collins to take possession of the football. Kicks one long and low, looking for Foot. Marks out in front of Jack Sussay. Playing in his uncustomary role in the forward line, Foot. Haven't seen him in the midfield so far, as Wheeler gets a little hand pass to Will Smith. He's got to go back to Wheeler. Chips a little one over the top, looking for Dan Foley. He spoils Harry Collins, regathers it out of the air, gets a hand pass to Tom Anderson. He can send this forward as his opponent, Jed Corbett, almost marks as the siren goes. And
Yeah.
The umpire deems quarter over. He will not get possession of the football.
Just unfortunate there for Jed. The siren went before the ball got to his hands. Never mind, it's been a really good quarter here for the Lions. They're 8-7-55. Goannas are 2-12-24. Bit of a discrepancy with the scoreboard at the ground. I've got them more behinds, but we'll see who's right before we come back at three-quarter time. And with that, we will take a break. We'll have a drink. Look forward to bringing you the third quarter here at the Gammain Sports Ground to see if the Goannas can come out with some intensity and put it to the Lions. So we're back here at the Gammain Sports Ground to bring you the third quarter. Umpire just waits for crowd to disperse. And a shout out once again, we've got information that our former champions, Lenny Brill and Pat Quinn, are watching at the Coolman Hospital with their respective families and enjoying it. So shout out to those legends.
Back to the start of this third term. Dan Foley in the ruck against Castles. Castles attempts to go out of the ruck, but Dan Foley regathers quickly, kicks this forward. Gathered by Jesse Lander. He kicks this one, a rolling, tumbling ball towards goal. It pops up for Sam Hamlin, and he slots the Lions' first goal in a matter of moments.
Inside 10 seconds, Andrew. Can't get much quicker than that. Goal to the Lions at the southern end of the ground.
The Castles tried to grab that out of the ruck, couldn't get possession, and Dan Foley, ever reliable, quickly recovered and sent that forward.
Well, that's just what the Goannas didn't want, because they were under the pressure from all through the second quarter. Didn't score a goal. Lions have come out, start of the third quarter, in 10 seconds, scored a major. 9-7-61, Goannas are 2-12-24.
Castles taps that down looking for Foot, who's come in on the ball. He's been playing forward all this first half. Gets a hand pass out the back to Wheeler, sends this forward, looking for Joe Foley in front position there. The ball goes through his hands and he's tackled over the top of the ball, and the umpire's going to call for a ball up. In the half-forward line of the Goannas, Dan Foley in the ruck, but Collingwood taps it down looking for Foot. He gathers, sends this forward, and it's going to be out on the full. So the Goannas have made a couple of changes there. Foot's come in on the ball.
Lions will bring it in right up against the point post at the northern end of the ground.
Ethan Schiller's back out there, but he's noticeably limping on that right ankle as the ball's kicked back in by the Lions. Wide to Seb Hamlin. He leaps up. The ball's on the ground there. Gathered again by Seb Hamlin. He sends this forward on his left. Raced for the ball here by Walker. Goes one way, then the next. Retreating by the Goannas. Hand pass back inside, but it's gathered by Shannon Butterfield. Back to Jesse Lander. Tries to break one tackle. Sends this forward. It's along the ground. It's an advantage here for Matt Collins. He gathers. Hand passes back inside there. Pressure here from the Lions. It's a tackle by Jake Underwood, and the ball's been held up on Foley. And it'll be a ball up at centre half forward there for the Lions.
Umpire might have been a little bit lenient on him.
Castles taps that down. Gathered by Shannon Butterfield. Picked up by Warden out the back. Race for the ball there by Seb Hamlin. He's tackled over the line, and the umpire's deemed he's caught with the ball. And it'll be a free kick to young Moller. Goes across the face of goal, looking for Collins. He marks. Elects to play on quickly, sends it wide, looking for Will Smith. Jack Sussay comes across to spoil, but it's marked by Smith. He goes back inside, kicks it long and low, looking for Collingridge, but it's over the back, through the hands of Boston McCree. He gathers. He's met high there by Ethan Schiller. And Boston McCree will take the free kick at centre half back there for the Lions. Kicks wide to Josh Walsh. He marks. Can chip a little one to his left. To Joe Foley in front of the scoreboard. Comes back to Jack Sussay at centre half back. He elects to go up the centre of the ground. It's a long, low pass looking for Tom Quinn, spoiled by Tristan Wheeler. The ball goes out wide, gathered by Lucas Hattie. Kicks one forward, looking for Dan Madden. The ball's at the forward line, 3-1 there against the Lions. Picked up by Liam Crittenden, comes back to Jury, who's changed the boots finally. He's got the greens on now, got rid of the orange, and it's marked by Collins. Comes wide to Will Smith. Chips one over the top, looking for Foot, who marks on the wing. He plays around Colby Hanlon. Gets a hand pass forward, looking for Harry Collins. He keeps it inside. Hand passes over the top, looking for Foot. He runs on. Chips one in long and low, but spoiled by Dan Foley. Picked up by Boston McCree. He's tackled. Ball spills free. Picked up by Will Smith. Comes inside. Numbers here for the Goannas. Gathered by Castle. On to Wharton. He has a snap at goal. It's kicked high out into the pocket there. Sitting under it is Lucas Hattie. Attempts to mark in front of Oda Servine. Gets a hand pass back. Looking for Warden. He breaks one tackle. Has a running shot on goal. And it is through for a goal for the Goannas.
They've eventually got one. Much needed one too, I might add.
Yes, it stops that run of 7 goals. We'll come back to the centre of the ground now. Dan Foley in the ruck. A few players starting to. Jack Reynolds there's limping, and Jack Sassay's just come from the bench with a back injury at the moment. So both sides, it's a war of attrition. Back to the centre of the ground, Dan Foley. Up against Castles. Castles taps it down through the arms of Tom Anderson. Picked up by Warden. He bursts out of the centre. Chips one over the top. Coming out to meet it is Josh Walsh, gathered by Collingwood, goes wide into the pocket there to Harrison Wheeler, on to Jury, swings around one left, goes back inside looking for Collingwood, picked up by Josh Walsh, hand pass to Dan Foley, clearance here for the Lions out to the far half-back flank, and he finds Lucas Hattie. He marks.
We're right out in front of the scoreboard, eastern side of the ground.
His kick is smothered, spoiled by Castles in the air, and gathered by Oda Servine. It's over the sidelines. And it'll be a throw-in out in front of the scoreboard.
So, sponsors there, Donks Concreting, Logan Hitchens, Croker Grain, Nutrient Ag. We welcome their sponsorship.
Tapped down by Dan Foley. He's tackled there by Castles. It'll be another ball up. Tapped down by Foley. Charlie Smith tries to pick that ball up. He's shoved forward in the contest. Umpire calls for another ball up. Castles taps that back, but picking up is Dan Foley. Gets a little kick forward there. It's smothered. Picked up by Wheeler, onto Warden. He goes wider to Walker. Kicks this high into the pocket, but it's out on the fall. It'll be a free kick to Josh Walsh. The Lions there.
Josh will bring it in right in front of the Gammain Sports Club sign there. And also we've got the Harris Rural Contracting there. Sean Harris and his team, very busy.
Josh Walsh to bring it in for the Lions. He's going to have to kick long and down the line. Going wide, but underneath this sitting is Jury, and he marks.
It's a more enthused looking Goanna side this third term, Andrew.
They've started well in this third term, all but for the first 10 seconds as they take possession here as Schillett tries to duck under the ball. Gathered by the Lions there, kick forward by Seb Hamlin. A race for the ball here by Jed Corbett and Collins. Collins gathers, kicks wide, and he finds Crittenden. Can give a little one over the top. Out wide, looking for Walker. Tries to gather it in. Hand pass inside to Castle. Hand passes over the top, looking for Irvin. He tries to gather. Pressure there by Zach Burhop. He drags it in, Irvin. And the umpire's going to ping him here for caught with the ball. Good decision. Burhop has it on that wing. Kicks high. It's a wrestle here between Crittenden and Seb Hamlin. Seb Hamlin front position. Regathers. Sends it forward on his left. Looking for Corbett. Sitting under is Collins, and he drags it in, but umpire calls to play on. And it'll be a ball up. Umpire deemed that Collins had a hand on it first.
That'll be one to watch the replay. Won't change the decision that's already been made, but Jed is still claiming it.
Dan Foley front. Grabbed out of the air by Matt Collins. Hand pass onto foot. He gets a hand pass away as he's tackled by Shannon Butterfield. Will Smith has it. Back to Matt Collins. Kicks one inside. Finds Foley. He can go wider again to Hallie Collins. He gathers there on the half-back flank. He can play on. Sends it long and low, looking out the back. Spoiled there by Boston McCree on Harrison Wheeler. And he keeps it inside. No, it's out over the sidelines. There'll be a throw-in on that far side.
Right in front of the Regal signs. They're the people that do all the sign work here at the ground. They'll do the design and do the job.
Madden with front position, but it's grabbed by Castles. He can't get his kick away. The ball races towards the sideline. Jury tries to keep it in. Gathered by Zach Burhop. Comes inside the centre of the ground. Finds Nate Hamlin. He quickly plays on. Finds Jack Reynolds. He just plucks it off the ground, but umpire deemed it not 15. No, he's calling it back. It's a mark to Jack Reynolds. Chips a little one short to Hayden Gardner at centre half back there for the Lions. No one coming up to take the mark. He kicks it long and high, looking for Dan Foley, front position. Spoil there by Matt Collins, gathered by Tom Anderson. Hand pass on to Jed Corbett, on to Blair Walsh. He can't gather. Coming through to meet is Matt Collins, picked up there by Irvin. And it's held up there. Moller it was. The ball will be balled up at centre half forward there for the Lions.
I think Blair Walsh might have had it spent, Andrew, because he knew he had two Lions clear.
Yeah, the young fella, he was going to do something good with it, but he didn't quite have possession as the goannas try to clear here. Coming through to meet it is Dan Madden. He's tackled strongly there by Warden, and it'll be a ball up there. Just shy of the Lions centre half forward. Madden in front, Castles over the top. Gathered by Tom Anderson. Gets his kick forward, looking for Dan Foley. Bounces around him, coming out to meet it is Crittenden. He gathers. He got a swing back around on his right. Goes wide to the wing, looking for Jury. And it's spoiled by Colby Hamlin. Out over the sideline.
Double-fisted over the boundary there by Colby Hamlin.
The boys on the bounce would love that one. Bang. Madden and Castles in the ruck. Picked up by Charlie Smith. Hand pass went astray. Over the top there to Moller. On to Will Smith. Back to Wheeler. He fumbles. He's tackled. Cut off by Dan Foley. On to Jack Reynolds. Hand pass is long, looking for Tommy Anderson. Back inside to Charlie Smith. Gets a quick kick forward, and he finds Jed Corbett in the pocket. Very fortuitous there by the Lions, and Jed Corbett will go back and line up for goal.
Yeah, it came off eventually, but the Lions, Andrew, you could say they were running, they were backing up, they were talking. I know the ball fell short for Jed to able to claim it, but really they had control of it, so that's what can happen in a game.
And Jed Corbett with another goal. I'm not sure whether he's got 4 or he's got 5, but he's on the board there with multiples. Seb Hamlin with 2. As some of the senior players for the Lions come to the bench for a well-earned rest. It's just that pressure from the Lions there, forcing a turnover so far today with the goannas.
Yeah, well, apart from the first 5 minutes in this term where it was all goannas, the Lions have regained their composure and taken back control of the game.
The goannas number 1 in the league for kicking efficiency, but not so much today as Warden takes that one out of the tap there from Castles. He gets a hand pass wide, looking for Lucas Hattie. Otis Irvine tries to pick it up. He breaks one tackle. Back to Ethan Schiller. Breaks a tackle, sends it forward. It's a low kick. Coming out to meet it is Josh Walsh. He kicks it wide to the clubhouse side. The ball bounces backwards towards Pulver. He gathers and he's tackled in the one motion by Colby Hamlin, and the umpire will ball it up. Dan Madden shoves his opponent out of the way and kicks it forward, but it's marked by Moller. And it's deemed to be a 50 there, and the umpire marches young Moller forward into the 40 metres from goal, 35 from goal.
So the goannas a chance here at the northern end of the ground. As Andrew said, he'll kick from 35. A little bit of wind assist, nothing to speak of. It's well within range. Comes in on his right. It's a goal all the way to the goannas. So was that 50 for infringing in the area?
Yes, I think it was against Seb Hamlin there. It's a strange rule, isn't it? Like he wasn't impacting on the player with the ball, but yes,
it's a hard one for older heads like me to get used to.
Yeah, especially in country footy, they're not AFL players. But, young Moller, I think he's the grandson of Graham and Therese Woolnough. Guy, correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, I can't correct you because I don't know. We'll take it from you. You're rarely wrong, so that's good.
So Dan Madden in the ruck against Castles. 2 goals apiece in this third term as Nate Hamlin picks it up, gets a hand pass out to Jesse Lander. He sends this one forward looking for his brother in Seb, who sits under this one. It's out the back. It's picked up by Collins. He kicks wide, cut off by Lucas Hattie. Gives a hand pass out the back to Tom Quinn. Dodges around one, sends this in long and high. Sitting under this is Corbett and Collins. Spoiled by Corbett. The ball's on the ground there. Jake Underwood overruns it. Tom Anderson gathers. He tries to get his hand pass away. And the umpire's going to ball it up there. It's 30 metres from goal. Dan Madden grabs it out of the ruck, gets a kick forward here. It's coming out into the pocket there, gathered by Pulver. Gets a hand pass back to Wheeler, and he's forced to kick it out of bounds on the full. Joe Foley to take the kick. He'll be 45 metres from goal on a very tight angle.
Directly in front of the Mark Bradley Plumbing from Coolaman. So we're blessed with these tradies I keep talking about every week. Handy to have these tradies operating in these towns. You can get them at the drop of a hat too, if you need an emergency.
Kick is on its way. It's going wait to the goal square. Up high is Seb Hamlin, but he can't take the mark. And the ball's cleared by Mangapla there. Grabbed by foot onto Collins. Runs out of defence. Kicks this long and to the wing. Looking for Wheeler. He's marked it over the back. He plays on quickly. Looking for Ethan Schiller. Sitting in front is Burhop. And he uses his body well, Schiller, to push Burhop. No, with umpire. Yes, I thought it was a push, and it's been awarded to Zach Burhop.
Yeah, just too aggressive.
And it's going wide now to Dan Madden. He marks in front of the scoreboard. Kicks this one long and low, but it bounces on the ground. Gathered by Lucas Hattie. Little hand pass to Seb Hamlin on his left. Kicks one long and low, looking for Jed Corbett, and he's marked 50 metres from goal. Swings around on his right. He's got Blair Walsh all on his own in the goal square, and he marks. Good quick thinking, good vision. And Blair Walsh will line up directly in front.
Seb Hamlin's having a great day, Andrew.
Yes, if he had taken that mark, he'd have a fantastic day.
Yep.
As Blair Walsh obviously kicks his first goal in senior football. This is about his 6th senior game for the year, and it's great to see from the young 16-year-old.
The Lions players swamp him, which is be terrific for his confidence. It's good to see.
So the Lions kick their 3rd for the term.
Andrew, I think the Lions this year, they've just been thriving on that low expectation, and they've just built and built and built, and the young guns have stepped up when they've been asked. That's all you can do.
Yes, and the older players, they're just riding on the enthusiasm of the young fellas. They're attend training as much as they can as the ball's cleared out of the centre by Hayden Gardner, looking for Blair Walsh. Moller grabs it, tackled by Blair Walsh. He gets his hand pass away. Regathers again by Moller. He can't pick it up. Coming out to meet is Jack Reynolds. Hayden Gardner picks it up, gets a hand pass to no one in particular. Gathered by Smith, but his kick comes inside and into the arms of Nate Hamlin. He can switch across. Finds Tom Quinn. He's got a hand pass over the top to Nate Hamlin. Gets a quick kick forward to Charlie Smith. I don't think that was 15. Back to Joe Foley. Can go wide again to Josh Walsh. Regathered by Joe. His hand pass wasn't the best and he's caught with the ball, but play on, says the umpire. Gathered by Jury now on half forward. Sends this forward looking for Wheeler, but it's spoiled by Boston McCree. And it's out over the sidelines.
Yeah, enough presence of mind to stick the big fist up and thump it over his head.
He got the fist in there and a great spoil from Boston McCree.
Sponsors there in that area. Tin from the Gammane Pharmacy and Elders Wagga.
Madden wins the ruck down to Boston McCree. Gets a hand pass around the corner to Hayden Gardner. He's taken it a tackle over the shoulder. He's been awarded the free kick in that pocket there.
Lions have got a chance to clear the 50 area, the defensive 50.
He goes across goal, scooped up by Joe Foley. He's tackled, and the umpire's going to call for a ball up. Yep, in the goal square. Deemed the ball to touch the ground. Boston McCree taps it down, regathers again, gets a grubbing kick out of the fence, gathered by Hayden Gardner, Colby Hamlin gets a kick forward there, gathered by Tom Quinn, back to Colby Hamlin, the ball's on the ground there, grabbed by Warden, back to Ruben Smith. He has a shot on goal, but it's out on the full.
Once again, the Lions will bring it in right up against the point post at the northern end of the ground. From what I can see, goannas haven't got anyone on the mark, so he's got a paddock to play in.
So Hayden Gardner runs on, plays on, kicks far to the wing, sitting under his Foley. Foley marks on that wing.
20 and a half minutes gone now in the third term.
He kicks it in forward there. Coming out to meet it is Hayden Gardner, gathered by young Ruben Smith. He has a shot at goal, but it's hit the post. And it's a behind. Zach Burhop to bring it in for the Lions. Plays on, chips a little short one, finds Shannon Butterfield at half back. Chip one over the top, finds Zach Burhop who runs on from that kick in. Goes long and wide and finds Jed Corbett on that far wing in front of Crittenden. Sends this one on high. It's a floating kick. Under it is Nate Hamlin. And it's been marked. He quickly plays on, sends this forward looking for his brother Seb. He jumps high. Ball spills free. Gathered by Jesse Lander. Gets a hand pass away. Coming through is Ethan Schiller. Back to Warden. Back to Foley. Goes wide. Finds Crittenden. Finds Foley with a hand pass. Been forced to come back across goal. Turnover there. Picked up by Dan Madden. Can't get his kick away. Gathered by Jed Corbett. And he's been caught with the ball. Free kick to Wheeler. Goes across goal and finds Pulver in the pocket. Kicks it forward. Finds Harry Collins. It's a hand pass over the top to Pulver. He's been forced to retreat. Goes into the centre of the ground looking for Foley. He plays on, but he's caught by Tom Quinn, but the umpire's calling him back. He had that momentum going forward.
A little bit of a let off there for the goannas. He'd taken about 3 metres.
Gives one out the back to Collins. Has to come back inside. Finds Ethan Schiller. Dodges around Jesse Lander. Goes wide. Looking for Crittenden. Back to Schiller, who seems to have shaken off that ankle injury. Sends this forward looking for Flynn Collins. And he takes a good mark in between 2 Lions opponents. And he'll go back and have a shot on goal.
Well, he'd have to nearly fall over to miss this. He's only got a kick from 30. A little bit of a breeze at his back. So everything going for him. Green boots and all. So we wait till he comes in. Kicks on the right. It's a scrubber of a kick. I said he'd have to fall over to miss it. He did everything bar fall over.
That's correct, Guy. Yes, it was a terrible attempt. It just
right from the time that he won't want to be seeking the replay for that one, Andrew.
It just floated off the boot and to the right. Zach Burhop brings this in. He finds Hayden Gardner in the pocket. He can play on here. As the siren goes to end the third term, the Lions have polled on 3 goals for the quarter, the goannas 2.
Convincing quarter for the Lions. They had a goal within 10 seconds, and then it was all the goannas for a few minutes, but the Lions decided, well, no, you're not doing that, guys. We're going to put our foot on the gas. So we'll have a break here. We'll bring you the last quarter here from the Gammain Sports Ground. Righto, we're set to bring you the final term here at the Gammain Sports Ground. The Lions 11-7-73, the goannas 4-11-35. It's getting quite gloomy here. Temperatures dropping.
Just looking there, looks like the Lions may have Jack Sussay off the ground at the moment. He's not out in his defensive position. As umpire Andrew Tuvey prepares to throw this ball up, the start of the fourth quarter. Dan Madden in the ruck against Castles. Comes down to Tom Anderson, a little hand pass to his mate Jack Reynolds, gets a kick forward on his left, marked by Otis Irvin, goes back into the centre of the ground and finds Foot, who marks. He's held up, can chip a little one short, looking for Will Smith. He marks in the centre of the ground, sends this forward, looking for his mate in Reuben Smith, and he marks in front of Joe Foley. Is this going to be the start of a resurgence here from the goannas?
They're coming from a long way back, but they might have left it a bit late. It's going to take a good kick. He fancies himself. Comes in on the left. Out on the full.
Didn't come off the boot too good. Didn't sound great, but yeah, young Reuben Smith is coming off a game last week in Melbourne for the New South Wales Under-17s Futures. So Zach Burhop to bring this back in for the Lions. Long and wide down the outside, spoiled there by Crittenden, grabbed by Nate Hamlin over the back, kicks this forward, looking for Dan Foley, Matt Collins, the ball's over the back there, a tussle between these two. Collins tries to keep it in front, he plucks it up, he's tackled by Foley and Butterfield, Jake Underwood that is, and the Lions force it out in front of the scoreboard.
Croker Grain scoreboard.
Ball's thrown in, grabbed out of the ruck is Dan Madden. Picks it up, tries to get a hand pass away, and umpire Andrew Tuvey will ask to ball it up, much to the disgust of Nelson Foley there. Thought he'd caught the player with the ball as Tom Anderson comes surging through this tackle onto Jake Underwood, has a flying shot at goal. Sitting under this is Jed Corbett. It's over the back to Ethan Schiller, gets a hand pass away, comes back to Tristan Wheeler. On his left, kicks it forward looking for Pulver there for the goannas, who marks on half-back. He elects to go back across goal there, looking for Crittenden. He's got Collins. He gives him a quick hand pass. Kicks it down the wing, looking for Irvin. He marks. Can give another one to Collins, but runs around his player. Gathered by Collins there, back inside to Warden. Goannas control the ball here. Pressure from the Lions. Moller gets a hand pass forward, looking for Crittenden. Comes on to Collins again, gets one on to Walker. They've taken this from defence to the forward. He has one bounce, has a flying shot at goal, and it's home. Very good football from the goannas. They controlled that from defence to attack.
That's goal of the day there. Even though the goannas are well behind at this stage, that's goal of the day. For that bit of play.
That gives the goannas their first goal of this last term.
They had multiple touches, but they had control of it the whole way. The Lions 11-7-73, the goannas 5-11-41. 3.5 minutes gone in the final term. In the cold and the dark at the Gammain Sports Ground. Well, it's not dark, it's just gloomy. Typical winter fading light.
Ball's thrown up, ball on the ground there, gathered by Foley there, swings around on his left, kicks this forward into the forward line there, but coming out to meet it is Zach Burhop. Gets a hair pass on to Hayden Gardner, back to Zach Burhop. It's a chip, a little one short, looking for Colby Hamlin. He marks it inside the sideline there on the half-back flank. Goes to bring it inside, looking for Dan Madden, front position there. He tries to gather, pressure there from Castles. Gets a hand pass inside, looking for Shannon Butterfield. He's tackled, he breaks one. He's caught with the ball, but the umpire's called for a ball up.
Ball up must be close to the sidelines out there, Andrew. We've got Cobra Apparel there with his gear, and Coolman Chaser Bins out in that area of the ground.
Ball's thrown up, grab it out of the back is Dan Madden, and Tommy Anderson's copped one over the shoulder. He'll take the free for the Lions there on the wing. Kicks it up forward there, looking for Jed Corbett. He sits under this one. Ball spoiled there, gathered by Walker. On to Foley there, kicks this forward, looking for Wheeler. Spoiled there by Boston McCree. Gathered by Tom Quinn. He's over the top of the ball. He's bumped off it there by Ruben Smith. Swings around on his left. Sends this one forward, looking for Harrison Wheeler, and he marks. And the Goannas get another one. Goal to Harrison Wheeler.
11-7-73. The Goannas 6-11-47. They're going for it in this final term. Lions will want to be on their mettle shortly. They'll be looking to take it away from this ball up in the centre.
Dan Foley in the ruck. Castle taps it down. Grabbed by Warden. Back to foot. On to Foley. Clearance here by the Goannas. Kicks forward. And it's a good mark there by Josh Walsh. Chips one short looking for Dan Foley in the centre of the ground. He marks. He can go wide to Colby Hamlin. Goes inside. Finds Shannon Butterfield in the centre of the ground. Can go wide again and finds Colby Hamlin on the wing. Kicks one looking for Jed Corbett. He marks in front of Collins there on that far wing. Goes to come inside. Finds Jack Reynolds at centre half forward. He's got Joe Foley here. He can run onto this one if he gets a good bounce. Tries to break one tackle. Hand pass on to Blair Walsh. Tries to get a hand pass away. Gathered by Foot. Back to Foley. He's wrapped up in a big, strong tackle there by Seb Hamlin, and he'll go and have a shot on goal. But it's been picked up by Hayden Gardner, and he slotted it through for his first goal.
Well, he just swooped on it, and I'll attempt this big word nonchalantly, just wheeled around, popped it through at the northern end of the ground. A much needed steadier for the Lions. As Joe Foley comes to the sideline, looks to be... That ankle might have flared up, Andrew.
Yes, in that tackle, or maybe a cork, but see how he goes.
The Lions are 12-7-79. Goannas 6-11-47. 7.5 gone.
Much needed steadier from the Lions as Castles taps this down into the path of Warden. Goes wide looking for Schiller. He's met solidly there. Comes back in the centre of the ground there. Gathered by Dan Foley. On to Shannon Butterfield. Kicks this one forward looking for Seb Hamlin. He keeps the ball in front of him. Tries to gather a tackle there on Critton. And the ball will be balled up on that half forward flank.
So it's just inside the 50 at the northern end of the ground.
Madden taps it down, but it's into the path of Foley. He tries to gather it in. Comes out the back, gathered by Madden. On to Seb Hamlin on his left. Kicks his forward. It's rolling towards goal. It's through for a behind. Harry Collins to bring this one back in. He'll be looking to take territory, but he's elected to kick short to Foot. got it there. 20 metres out from goal, kicks forward. Sitting under this is Blair Walsh, through his hands. Gathered by Reuben Smith, he's tackled. Swung around to Schiller, back to Drury. Out wide to Walker, but his kick is kicked out wide and it's out on the full. Josh Walsh to take the kick at the interchange gates. Comes inside, finds Lucas Hattie. Kicks another short one to Tom Quinn. He can play on here, which he does. Sends this forward, looking for Jed Corbett on a lead. And he marks out in front of Collins. And he'll go back and have a shot on goal, 40 metres out. Collins hasn't landed too well from that contest. Slow to get to his feet.
Jed Corbett had the drop on his opponent there all the way. The Lions looked up. Jed was leading with those big outstretched arms. He'll kick from 40 to 45. That won't be a problem. No, the goal umpire taps the left shoulder. Distance not a problem. Accuracy wasn't what was required for that. 12-9-81 the Lions, 6-11-47 the Goannas, 10 minutes gone.
Prolver plays on, brings this inside, elects to switch back to the right-hand side, and it's spoiled there by Charlie Smith. Picked up there by Goannas. Hand pass forward, Drury's met solidly there by Shannon Butterfield. The ball's on the ground there. Lions swoop on this one. Picked up by Charlie Smith. He's shoved forward there. Picked up by Jake Underwood. Kicks this forward, but it's marked up by Pulver. Comes inside looking for a teammate, but it's marked by Lucas Hattie at centre forward. Chips a quick one short forward and marked by Seb Hamlin, who'll take a shot 30 metres out, directly in front.
This can cap off a pretty good day for Seb, multiple possessions. Kick from 35. As Andrew said, directly in front. He's normally pretty good on that left. Yes, the players skied it up right from the word go. It's a goal. Seb Hamlin and the Lions at the northern end of the ground.
That's Seb Hamlin's third goal. He's been very effective up there on the forward line today.
13-9-87, Goannas 6-11-47. So a 40-point lead to the Lions here at the Gammain Sports Ground with 11 minutes gone in the final term. So they've responded to that Goannas pressure early in the fourth term. Coach Riley Corbett will want them to continue the pressure.
Dan Foley in the ruck. Castle wins that tap. Down coming off the wing is Lucas Hattie, and he's wrapped up in a tackle.
Got the Tigers here next Saturday, so it's
Another
on again.
Big game. Dan Foley uses his weight in the ruck there. Kicks this forward looking for Seb Hamlin. Ball spills free. Picked up by Walker. He races out to the flank. He's cut off there, switch back to Matt Collins, goes back into the centre of the ground, looking for Wheeler. Numbers here for the Lions, they're everywhere. Colby Hamlin swings around, sends this forward into the pocket, and it's marked by Walker. He plays on quickly. Next to come out to the wing, looking for Reuben Smith, almost marked there by Will Smith. Coming in to meet it is Boston McCree, Nate Hamlin that is, and the ball's held up there just shy of the boundary line.
So a ball up, 5 metres in from the boundary. Lions attack.
Ball hits the ground there, picked up by Jesse Lander. Dan Foley dives in on top of it, and the umpire will ball it up again.
In the shot there, you can see Choices Flooring, Beaumont Tiles.
Dan Foley squats that back, but picked up by Nelson Foley. Gathered by Tom Quinn. Sends this forward into the forward line. Sitting under it is Seb Hamlin. The ball's on the ground there. Jed Kelbert picks it up. He's tackled by Collins. He breaks the tackle. Picks it up by Collins. Comes out of defence there to Foot. Gathers onto Collins again. Onto Foley. All run here from the Goannas. Onto Warden there. He's calling someone to come at him. Goes inside. Marked by Foot. Goes forward looking for Irvin. Spoiled. No, he takes the mark in front of Hayden Gardner, but his kick is misdirected and it's marked by Zach Burhop. He can go into the centre of the ground. Chance for the Lions here to rebound. Seb Hamlin can take off. Can go wide, looking for Tom Anderson, but it's marked by Liam Crittenden. He elects to come back inside to the centre of the ground, marked by Foley. He can go wide again to Sam Schiller. Kicks one over the top to Foot. Kicks one long and low, looking for Collins. He can't gather it in. He's tackled and held up by Shannon Butterfield. Umpire Andrew Tuvey will call for a ball up. 14 minutes gone in the last quarter. Ball's on the ground there, gathered by Castles. Cut off by Tom Quinn. He's tackled. And the umpire will ball it up again.
So we're right below the Jake Woods commentary box here. Plenty of instructions coming from the bench.
Dan Foley taps it back to Tom Anderson. He's tackled. Play on, says the umpire. Gathered by Tom Quinn. Gets his kick away forward. Looking for Charlie Smith. And a push there against... No, it's out of bounds. Out of bounds. No, it's out of bounds, boys. Take it back. A throw in. Dan Madden, Jack Castles battled hard all day for the goannas in the ruck. Thrown in, Dan Madden grabs it out of the ruck. A hand pass to Jesse Lander, kicks this forward, and coming to meet it is Schiller, but it's gathered by Charlie Smith. He keeps it in front, picked up though by Sam Schiller again, kicks this forward, looking for his brother and Ethan. It's over his head, coming through is Hayden Gardner. He's caught with the ball, and the umpires deemed him free kick to the goannas. It'll go to Ethan Schiller. Chips a little one short, but it's cut off by Blair Walsh. On to Hayden Gardner, on to Tom Quinn. Into the centre there to Tom Anderson. Can send this one forward, looking for Jed Corbett. It's over his head. Out the back is Harry Collins. He can gather here. He has time. He can come to the pocket. Decides to go the far side. Looking for Reuben Smith. He marks at half back there for the goannas. Just held up. Kicks along the line, looking for Foot. A race for the ball here between Tom Anderson. Foot gathers inside to Warden. Comes into the centre of the ground, looking for Ethan Schiller. He gathers a hand pass onto Pulver. He kicks high, looking for Collins. Josh Walsh attempts to mark. Gathered by Tom Quinn. He's tackled. And Shannon Butterfield holds it up there across half back.
Goanna's bench appealing for a tackle there, but he's no prior opportunity really.
Castle's in the ruck, tapped down by Josh Walsh onto Shannon Butterfield, and he's wrapped up there by Will Smith at half back for the Lions. Dan Foley taps it down to Tom Anderson, onto Nate Hamlin, breaks one tackle, hand pass away, he's caught with the ball, and the umpire will deem no prior, and it'll be a ball up there in the centre square.
Got a few tied from both sides, I think, Andrew.
Yes, it's been a taxing game as Drury comes out of the pack with this one. Kicks it forward. Sitting under it is Josh Walsh. Almost takes the mark. Gets a hand pass on to Nate Hamlin. Can chip one wide to his brother Colby, who marks at half back. Numbers here for the Lions. He can chip a little one forward to Tom Anderson. Puts it out in front of him. He's got a paddock in front. Has one bounce. Hand passes inside to Tom Quinn, who's come to assist. Sends one forward on his left. Sitting under this is Colby Hamlin, spoiled by the goannas. Foot grabs. He's tackled. On to Schiller. Sam kicks this one forward, looking for Reuben Smith, but it's marked by Nate Hamlin. He plays on quickly. Chips a little one wide to Tom Anderson. Sends this one long and low, looking for Jake Underwood in the pocket, and he marks.
That's a better pass and great positioning by Jake Underwood.
He marks this on the flank.
He's well out there. He'd have to. He's every bit of outside. Oh, he's kicked from outside the 50, but his pass is effective.
He's found Colby Hamlin on a better angle. Colby's going to have to kick this from 50. Probably not beyond him. No breeze to assist.
This will be a good kick if he can make the distance and the accuracy from that position. He's confident he can do it. That's what you want to see. Kick from right on the 50. We're waiting.
I think he's been given a 50 by the look of it.
Oh, dear.
I'd say the goannas
Well, that's going
stepped
to...
over the mark or something.
Well, we don't know what the original... I think it might have been offline, but this one won't be because he's
dead in front.
Put it in the book now.
As the Lions get their third for the term. Goal to Colby Hamlin.
Well, to state the obvious, the goannas didn't need to give that one away. The Lions are 14.993. Can they reach the ton? The goannas are 6.11.47. Just under 20 minutes gone, so time's on their side.
And up in Coolaman, 17 minutes in the last quarter. It's the Coolaman Hoppers by 4 points.
Oh, they've got the close one.
They've got the close one as Castles knocks that down into the path of foot. He slips over, picked up by Jack Reynolds, but he's copped one high, and he'll take the free kick in the centre of the ground.
Shane Lennon in his 201st game for the Demons. Coaching, that is.
Gets a hand pass to Hayden Gardner. He sends his forward, and it's all Dan Foley. He's outpointed Matt Collins on that occasion, and he'll go back and have a shot. 20 metres out on a slight angle.
Well, apart from those few minutes of challenges, Andrew, from the goannas, the Lions have been dominant in this final term also.
This will give them their 4th goal of the term. To the goannas, they kick 2 this quarter, Guy.
I think that's it. So the Lions are 15.999, within 1 point of the ton, 6.11.47. Still time for the Lions to put more on.
Colin Gully had got in front at the 15-minute mark of the last quarter, but Coolaman have edged back in front by 4.
Coolaman undefeated so far this year. Flag favourites, of course.
Gully going in undermanned with a few changes from last week's tough game against the Lions. Back to the centre of the ground. Dan Madden's in the ruck against Castles. Castles taps it back, but Tommy Anderson attempts to shark it, and it's gathered by Shannon Butterfield, and he's wrapped up in a tackle. As Coolaman have kicked away now, they've got another goal. They're up by 13 points. As Will Smith clears this one out of the fence, onto foot, he gets hand pass back, and Lucas Hattie's met strongly there by Sam Schiller. As Foot goes for a bounce here, 1, 2, 3 bounces, kicks it into the pocket, then there Collins marks. And he'll go back and have a shot on goal.
He's looking to give it off, Andrew.
He's going to go across goal, looking for Pulver, and he marks. Distance won't be a problem. As Lucas Hattie's...
He's up. He was met fairly solidly. Trainers are with him. They're thinking, well, you might as well come off, I think, at this stage of the game. That's what's happening. Jesse Lander will come on, take his position. Meanwhile, the goannas are giving it off, and it's Warden to take the free kick, Andrew, the mark.
Yeah, the Lions were asleep there.
So he'll be kicking from around about 40, directly in front to the southern end of the ground, the southern goal. Will only impact the scoreboard, won't impact the game. He's had a pretty good game. As he comes in on the right. Yes, he's accurate. Goal all the way to the goannas. That's their 7th.
7th goal to the goannas.
15.999, 7.11.53. Can the Lions bring up the ton? Only a 6-day break for the Lions, Andrew. That'll be testing.
Yes, come up against the Wagga Tigers here on Saturday.
It'll be another no-hold-barred contest.
Ball thrown up. It's gone over the top of Dan Madden as Ward is tackled there by Tom Anderson. as him and Warden and Anderson have a few choice words as the ball's thrown up. Dan Madden grabs it out of the ruck and he's tackled. The umpire will ball it up again.
Can't get away. The idea was right, but he couldn't break away.
Ed Madden taps it down looking for Jack Reynolds. He's tackled. Can't get free of the ball. And it'll be another ball up.
Umpire will find a free kick here shortly to break it up.
Ball tapped down. Shannon Butterfield gathers. It's another ball up.
Just inching towards the Lions' goal, that's all.
Madden and Castles. Madden tries to grab it out of the ruck, which he does. Gets a hand pass out to Blair Walsh, but he can't gather. Dan Madden dives on it, out the back to Charlie Smith. On to Blair Walsh. Tapped out the back by Foot. On to Warden. Gets a kick downfield looking for Collins. It's spoiled there by Nate Hamlin. It's out over the sideline. It'll be a throw in right in front of the commentary box.
So the dying moments here of this game against the Goannas in the final term.
Dan Madden taps it back down. Gathered by Ruben Smith. A hand pass on to Zach Walker. He sends this forward. Under this is Boston McCree.
Oh, free kick to McCree, surely.
Yes, his jumper was well held there. It was quite noticeable, and he gets the free kick. Chips one short to Hayden Gardner in the pocket. He's going to have to kick down the line, looking for Dan Madden, up against Castles. Both players bump each other aside. Castle can't gather. Picked up Dan Madden, gathered by Blair Walsh. Hand pass forward to Charlie Smith. He gets his hand pass away. Coming out to meet it is Josh Walsh. And he's caught up there. On half back, another ball up. As the siren goes to end this game.
So the Lions can't quite hit their ton, not that it matters. 15-9-99, 7-11-53. Convincing win from a try-hard Goannas side, I'd suggest. But the Lions just too good.
Yes, no, the Lions were well performed there from Dan Foley and Dan Madden in the ruck. They had a big tussle all day with Jack Castles, but they were probably a bit more effective going forward for the Lions. And Tom Anderson, Shannon Butterfield were terrific in the midfield there. Up forward, Jed Corbett with 5 goals, and Seb Hamlin with the shining lights there as well. And down back, Boston McCree and Josh Walsh were very strong.
So for the Lions, Jack Sasse there coming off and it came off and he took no further part, and he's got the gown on, and Joe Foley with that knee strapped, Andrew. So the trainers will be busy this week. They earn their keep every week here at the Lions this year.
Yes, yep.
There's been attrition in every game virtually. Not malicious, just injury. It's part of the job. So yeah, a reasonably pretty good entertaining game, even though as Andrew mentioned, never felt that the Lions were under threat once they kicked away. But the Goannas contributed for the 4 quarters. That's what they can take out of it.
Yes, well, Coolamans came out on top in front of Gully in the last quarter by 13 points. So,
well, they remain undefeated, Andrews, so that they can't be put out of top anyway, can they?
No.
Right. No. So that's set in concrete. They've been the form side of the competition, and well done to the Hoppers, the Rovers, as we head to the business end of the Riverina Football League season.
Yes, 3 games to go. The home and away.
So next Saturday here at the Gammain Sports Ground, the Lions will welcome the Tigers. They're always a formidable opponent here at the Den. The clash of the Cats. Once again today we thank Baz for his work and his associate Tammy. Hope there hasn't been too many glitches. Hope you've enjoyed what we've been able to deliver you here today, particularly if you're a Lions supporter. Any more to add, Andrew?
No, we'll look forward to seeing you here again in 6 days' time against the Wagga Tigers. And big shout out to all our listeners there today. I hope you enjoyed the call, and we'll meet up again next week.
And then on the Sunday afternoon, you can do your recovery at Romano's for that 200 club draw to get yourself a chance to win that $7,000 first prize money. Good afternoon, everybody. Have a good week.